Right, okay, so the project this evening, as I say, it's using the Snowflake Splendor designer series paper, and this is the pattern I've gone with this evening. So this is kind of almost an ombre watercolourish type background. I mean, you can see like a water effect on the paper itself, which is good. I love the colours. I love that it's got a hue of like almost a lilac hue, which is more like let's see, is it Highland Heather that's in there maybe, or Purple Posy. This is the pattern on the other side, but I've gone with this one, and so this is what we're making. So this is it's a dome top box, but what I've done is when I've brought it together, it's very difficult to show you on camera, but it creates like a bit of a king's crown type. It's like little mountain valleys. You can do it domed, but I didn't this evening. Hi Elsie, how are you? I hope you're all good as well. I'm not using pink this evening, I'm sorry to disappoint you. We had pink on the blog today, so that'll be enough. It's enough pink for this Friday. But we are using Balmy Blue, which I love this glimmer paper, so we're going to go straight into this. So, designer series paper, Snowflake Splendor this one's called. If you haven't got any yet, you need to get your orders in, because of course we will soon find out what is and what isn't carrying over into the annual catalogue from this current mini, and paper is usually one of the things that doesn't carry over. So if you haven't got any, get in there now. So this piece is 11.5 inches by 6.5, and we're going to grab our scoreboard, starting on our long side as normal, and we're going to score this. Make sure I'm in the screen there. So we'll score this at every 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, 5.5, 8 1/4, and 11. And then we'll rotate it on the short side, 2 3/4 again, and then back to the long side. We've got some part scores, so I'm just going to grab something that's a little longer than one of my scraps of paper here, and I'm going to use it as like a little guideline. What can I grab? We'll grab this. So I've got I say an offcut, that's not really an offcut. I'm going to place this at the 1 3/4, 1 3/8 line at the side, and then at every 1 3/8, so you've got, I'll explain this better. We've got 4 even sized rectangles, and then we've got a tiny strip. So with the tiny strip on the right hand side, the middle of each of these is equivalent to 1 3/8. So if we pop our card at 1 3/8, our first score will be at 1 3/8. And what we need to do is take that down to the card, and that's it. The next one is at 4 1/8, and back up, 6 7/8, and then 9 5/8, just there. And then I don't know how well you're going to see this on camera because of the bright light I've got above, but hopefully you can see that that's giving you a just over 1 inch score line there in each of the 4 rectangles. What you need to do now is, with a ruler, or in my case my bone folder, is join the bottom of these part scores to the top of the side score lines. So then you'll get a triangle in each of the top of these. I'll show you, just in case that didn't make sense. So as I say, I'm using my bone folder, and I'm going, so my score line's here, going from the bottom, and then the top of the side score line is here. So I'm just going to make those 2 points meet up, like so. So then, hopefully you can see that, great on the screen there. You should be able to see that it's created that triangle there, and it's got that line down the centre of the triangle. I'll show you how they come into play shortly, but then we want to do that on the other 3 rectangles. So we'll just finish these off. I like to do all the same direction at once. You could use an actual steel ruler and not, like me, use the edgy bone folder, although it does work, but a steel rule would be nicer to use. Right, so hopefully you can see there that you've got your nice four rectangles now with the triangles in the top. Okay, so we can get our bone folder out now, and we'll just burnish all of these. Like, we don't burnish these with a bone folder because it's a little trickier, but we'll burnish all the rest first. So Stampin' Up had their extravaganza, the Merry and Bright online extravaganza this week. Did everybody remember to put orders in? If you did, what did you get? Yes, I am very nosy, but I like to know what other people buy when they get a little bargain window like that. Right, so we've burnished all that. What I do with these little triangle pieces now is I bend where I've put the middle, and then I just carefully press along the other lines, like so. If you make them come together, make sure the lines meet one another, and then we can just give that a pinch. Got the trimmer. I watched your live on YouTube on Sunday, and I saw you quibbling over whether you were going to treat yourself to it. So it's nice to hear that you did. Sorry, I keep going out of shot while I press these together. So down the middle there, and then down these triangles like so, and then I bring them together, make them meet up appropriately there, and then I pinch on the underneath. So in there I just pinch up that line. So again, down the middle, pinching all of those. Oh, it's not liking this one. There we go. Bring them together, make them meet like so, and then pinch the underneath. Trimmer, cardstock, ink and a stamp set. Well, it's more than I put in. What did I get this week? I bought some more tins because I'm currently putting some boxes together. I can't say too much in case they're watching, but I'm putting some boxes together, and one of the components of the box is those gorgeous round tins. Right, okay, so you can see there, these now come together, and we can pop each of those rectangles round on each other like so. So now we can get cutting. So along the bottom we have 4 squares, and then on the right here we've got this slim piece. We're going to cut up all those lines to the first horizontal score line so that we free the pieces like this. And again. Like so, free each of those squares up. There we are. So we've got those 4 all freed. If we then concentrate on this skinny piece on the end, we want to take this little part at the bottom off, and I'm going to slightly angle cut that at the same time. And then I'm going to take a small angle cut off at the top there, like so. Where did that go? There we go. And then, before we bring this together, we need to mite a couple of the flaps, and we need to punch our holes for some ribbon to go in. Now I'm using a bit of a, it's not a naughty as such, but it's, you can't get this in the catalogue anymore. But I love the hole that it punches, so I'm using it. So this is the, I think it's the 1/8 of an inch handheld punch that Stampin' Up used to do. But if you've got anything like a crocodile or any other thing that punches holes, even a normal hole punch, they'll be absolutely fine. So where these bend in, we want the triangle that's going to be bringing our top of the box, if that makes sense. So not the triangle where we've got our line down the centre, we want the triangle that's on each of the longer folds. So upside down again, we'll do 2. Now you can only punch 3 of the 4 holes until you've brought the box together, and then when you bring it together you need to punch the 4th. So we'll quickly get these get the flaps of the box ready. So I'm going to pop that, this one is going to be my front flap, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to take, so where are we? Skinny strip on the end, that's going to be my seam, so that'll be the back. So I'm going to use this as a side, but it's going to go like that. So it'll be side, front, side, back. So the end one is the back, the second from the right is the front, and the 2 between, they're going to be the flaps. So I'll pop the front one out of the way. Of the 2 sides, I'm going to take a little bit off the end, and then I'm going to wedge both of those ever slightly, like so. And we'll do the same on the 3rd from the right. So I'll move that back piece out of my way because I just know I'm going to cut it. Take a bit off the end and wedge. Now I love how I've placed this. I've not done this on purpose, but I'm glad I've done it this way. That the lilac hue is just showing on where the bottom of the box is going to be and how it'll come onto the front of the box. I'd love to say I planned it that way, but I really didn't. I'm not that clever. And then on this back flap, I'm just going to take a bit off the end, but we're not going to wedge that one. We're going to keep it as square as. Right, pop my rubbish out of the way. Okay, so that's the template you should be left with once you're ready to bring the box together. So you should have 3 holes punched, all your triangles scored at the top, all your flaps cut, 2 wedged, 1 with a slight bit off, 1 hole, and then your glue strip. So I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus because I love using it. It's very quick. You could also use tear and tape, or Tombow would be good. Because it's paper, actually, you could get away with using the normal seal, but you can also make this out of card, so of course your adhesive will differ dependent on what you're using. Right, okay, so now we've brought the box together, we need to grab our punch just one more time and do that 4th hole, like so. So now we've got 4 holes, we can bring the base of the box together. So if I just check the flap, so that's the front, so we'll bring both sides in and the back, and then I'm just going to pop some more seal onto the front. Like so. And then keep the box as square as possible whilst we bring the front over. Like so. And then I just pop my seal in the top just to make sure that bottom's stuck as we want it to. So there we have it at the moment, and there you go, look how gorgeous does that purple look. Just peeking over the bottom of the box there, and there's a bit that'll peek over the top. So what you want to do here is you want to poke your little triangles in, ready for them to come together, and then you just want to make sure that those score lines are doing what they should do, and then you poke your 4 corners in like so. Just give it a bit of a bend before we put our ribbon in. Let the paper know that you're the boss and that's where it's going to be going. Okay, so where's my front? Where did I bring the front from? There's the front. So, ribbon time. I will be using Snowflake Splendor. Look how gorgeous that is. It's the one time where having a ring light above me really does benefit, 'cause look at the sparkle on that. And I need to buy some more of this before the mini catalogue goes, and this potentially goes with it. So, front ways on, I'm going in the right hand corner hole first. I'm going from the out to the in. Yes, Helsey, chatterboxes they were called, where you picked a colour and a number, and then I used to make mean ones that said you smell on the inside. I wasn't quite so nice as fortune telling. But yeah, chatterboxes. I know exactly what you mean there. Now, if you do use this ribbon through the paper, because it's got a bit of more of a coarse texture to it than some other ribbons, just be really careful. The first one of these that I put together, I forgot about the texture of the ribbon, pulled it too hard and it tore the hole. So as you can hear, it's making a lovely noise as it's going through. There we go. So round we are. Right, and this is where, as we pull the box together, we want to make sure that the sides are doing what we want them to do. I'm not mean. I don't know where this whole reputation that me and Debs, both of us seem to get it somehow, that we're mean. We're not mean. Right, so as we pull that together, it should bring that last part together, which it has lovely. I'm going to poke that one in because that's the look I want. You can, if you don't pull it as tight, you can make it so they dome, but I want it so it goes like that. Right, and I'm not going to tie this off yet because on this one I've got a little tag that's tied through the bow, so we're going to make that now. So I've already pre-cut a stitched circle, so from the stitched circle dies, it's this smallest circle here that I've used, and that's given us this gorgeous little, I love the stitched shapes, no matter which ones, I love them all. And then stamp set wise, we're using Snowman Season, because it's cute, why else? But it's got this gorgeous little to and from that's just hiding down here between the two snowmen. So we're going to use that one. I'm going to grab some Balmy Blue ink and headbutt the camera, because why not? So I'll ink that up, and then I'm probably going to headbutt the camera again and trying to stamp this properly. Place that there, like so. Look at that, didn't headbutt it that time either. Right, pop that away. And then I've got a scrap of my Balmy Blue Glimmer. So again, the light really does well for this because it'll show you just how glimmery that is. And as I saw someone demonstrate the other day, it doesn't matter what you do, the glitter doesn't come off, which other papers can shed and then it gets everywhere, and that's why glitter is usually hated by people. So I'm just going, what am I using? I'm using the 1.5 circle punch. I'm going to pop a circle of that out. And then layer these two up using my seal again. I thought I had the knack of this the other day. Now it would seem not. Unless it's just a camera effect. There we go. On there. And then bring that punch in again. And then I'm just going to, at the top centre, pop a little hole in so that it can thread onto our ribbon. So we can bring our box back in now. Can I remember which one I threaded it onto? No. So we're going to do my amazing upside down. Did I put it that way? Which way did I put it? I can't remember. So we'll cut a length of ribbon. And then I'm pretty sure I did it this way. So for those of you that have not watched me do ribbons on camera, I want my ribbon on this side, but I find it so much easier if I turn it the wrong way around and then do the ribbon. Don't ask, I don't know, it just works. So it's a method I've stuck to. So we'll thread that on there. And then I do the ribbons like this. So 1 rabbit ear, 2 rabbit ear, and then I cross them over from right, and then the left goes under the right and together like so. And see, the method works. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it works. And there we are. So we'll just trim that down. Like so. And there we go. 2 dome boxes. Both look very different just because I've used a different side of the papers. One tip, don't pull it too hard because then you get a crumpled bit like that. But how gorgeous are they? And as you saw, very minimal supplies to make one. You don't have to put the tag on. You could just literally use paper and a ribbon and a bit of glue, and that's it. And imagine how many of them you could get out of a pack of paper. So Snowflake Splendor comes with 12 sheets, and you can, if you downsize it ever so slightly, you could get 2 per sheet. So if you're good at your maths there, you can get 24 from a pack. 24 of those, a decent size. The base of it is 2 3/4 square, but of course it domes out ever so slightly, so you could get something gorgeous in there and just hand them out. If you have family members that love Frozen the film, these always remind me of Frozen the film, just because, well, the obvious colours of them, and this ribbon adds to that. So which one do we prefer, the more watercolory ombre background or the one with the snowflakes? I like this one better, but that's only because I squashed this one. But I love both. I love the colours of the paper. So will you all now be making one as well? Or at least ordering yourself some of this paper. So if you haven't got a demonstrator and you would like to order anything you can see in this video and you don't know how to do that, then please either drop me a message or pop a comment on here and I'll follow up afterwards. Or you can pop it over to hullabaloo.com, and on the navigation bar at the top you can click buy and that will take you onto my online store. Or tomorrow there is also a YouTube video going out over on my channel. If you want to pop over on there, please subscribe and hit that bell. I need a few more subscribers over there. It'll also be, all the details will be on there tomorrow morning, as well as my blog. Okay, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek as to what we're making next Friday. Now, I'm all for little boxes because you can put all sorts in them, but I thought I'd go on the opposite size and I'd go down big boxes. So this is 3 7/8 of a square bottom. So if I bring one of those domes in next to it, you can kind of get a bit of size ratio. So it's a big box. It's, how tall is it? 3 7/8. It's about 8 inches tall from the bottom to the very top of here. So it opens like a milk carton box. You can get straight in there and look at the room that you've got. Plenty of room. And again, pop it back together, and then the really, really easy closure to it means that you just have to slide a ribbon over, and there we are. So this will be what we're making next week, so keep an eye out on that. So thank you all for watching this evening, and I will see you next week while we make that box. Bye!